Alright, good morning everybody and welcome to another Swish stream with Steven. I am Steven, my team is Swish Gaming. If you enjoy the content you see today, please give us a follow on YouTube at The Swish Gaming YT, Twitter The Swish Gaming, Facebook The Swish Gaming, and Twitch The Swish Gaming. Today we are going to try out some mono white, and the reason I wanted to try out mono white is, even though I've said I do think it's pretty bad right now, I think the way people are building the deck right now is pretty bad. That's not to say that I don't think white could maybe be good if we figure out a shell that makes sense. And something that I was really thinking about when I was playing the mono red 8 Field of Ruin deck is how good Field of Ruin and Sarah Paragon play together. So that's something I wanted to kind of try. I think Sarah Paragon is a very, very powerful card, and I think it's pretty good against Grixis. They only play 2 to 3 copies of Go for the Throat. Hey, Misplaced Digital, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. But I think that Sarah Paragon and these field effects are an interesting concept that I want to try. There are a lot of decks skimping on basic lands, and although they are starting to add a few more of them, basically with Sarah Paragon, that's kind of like we can Field of Ruin people potentially like 11 times. Obviously, that's not, you're not going to find all of them. But it's just a concept that I kind of want to explore and try out. 60 push-ups and sit-ups. All right, Digital. All right, all right. We'll have to get to some of those today. But anyway, so that's kind of the concept I'm trying to explore. I'm down on the main deck removal. Another thing to keep in mind is Restoration of Igancho can also buy back the Demolition Field of Ruin effects. So, I mean, we can Field of Ruin people a lot in this deck. So the idea is that against Grixis, we're really going to screw up their mana and try to make it hard for them to play the game. So we'll see how that works. I think Elspeth has been really, really impressive to me. All the 6-mana white cards I think are clunky and dirtily and maybe not the way this deck should be playing anymore with all the Make Disappears, Negates, and Disdainful Strokes going around. So I'm going to try just a couple main deck Elspeths and then a third sideboard Elspeth. I honestly think there should maybe possibly be 3 of these in the main, because I think this card's good against red too. And I'm really trying to snipe red and Grixis right now. It seems to be the decks that people are really high on. The Esper Legends deck's a big one too, but that deck only plays 1 basic. So this Field of Ruin plan should be very real against them. We'll kind of just see how everything goes. I think the Lorans are excellent against Grixis. They're pretty mid everywhere else. Maybe I should not be on 4 of them, but I'm really, really trying to beat Grixis. That's the public enemy #1 right now, and we'll let everything else kind of fall into place. But we want a deck that beats Grixis and can beat Mono Red. If you can beat Grixis, you can probably beat all the other mid-range variations. I think my deck will be pretty bad against most of the Well, the Atraxa thing is interesting because 5-color Atraxa is also going to be terrible against all the Field of Ruins. If I'm just Field of Ruining them all game long, that's going to be a problem. They only play like 1 basic. They're a Leyline's Binding deck. They just play a crap ton of Triomes. So all the Field of Ruins I think will be real there too. But we're kind of just going to... This is mainly an experiment today. I really want to see how this works. Kind of want to work on this. I love mono white mid-range decks. It's very much my jam. They're up to 9 basics? Wow, Xanatharius. Okay, so are you the 5-color one? Like, I know Rakdos plays a lot. Oh, wow, okay. Okay. So the Field of Ruin thing maybe won't be amazing against them. I was not aware they played so many basics. I don't know how they make that work. That's insane. But anyway, we'll just kind of see how it all works. We'll see how this concept plays out. I'm interested. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, and like I said, we're not trying to beat the Atraxa decks with this deck necessarily. I want to see if it's good against Grixis. I know we can probably beat Mono Red with a Mono White deck. We can figure that out. But the real question is, can we have a reasonable matchup against Grixis? And can we have, a good favorable matchup against Red? Do we have a good matchup spread against the rest of the field? How good are we against Esper? Those are the kinds of questions I want to answer. So let's just start hopping in games. And I named the deck Tenacious D because we're doing a lot of land D. Thought it was kind of funny. So, yeah, obviously I'm trying the land destruction over those misplaced. We'll play the draw card land later if it ends up just being better than the land destruction plan. I just wanted to go all in on this land destruction plan, see how it plays. If it sucks, then we'll go back to the card draw land and still maybe play a few land destruction effects. But this is really just me playing around with stuff. Oh, I didn't talk about the sideboard, but the sideboard real quick, let's talk about 2 more copies of Lay Down Arms. I'm playing 3 copies of Phyrexian Missionary just as a 2/3 lifelinker to roadblock red. No 6-mana Emperor. Not right now, Belly. No, I'm just trying the deck with, like, no 6-drops because I think that plays into Grixis's counterspell plan really badly. It's just a tribute. That's funny. Oh, yeah, Tenacious D quotes. And then we've got some specialists. We've got a 3rd Elspeth. We've got a couple of Hearses for the decks trying to reanimate Atraxa. And then I'm trying out 4 Skrelv's Hive for the mid-range matchups. We'll see how this card works. I don't want it in my main deck. It's bad in a lot of matchups, but I think against all the mid-rangey nonsense, this will be a real card. We'll see, though. Like I said, all this is kind of just me thinking and wanting to try stuff. And so that's what we're going to do. You know, I really wish while we were playing this deck, it would be a copyright issue, so I can't. But I really wish while we were playing this deck, we could just play Tenacious D all day long. That would be a real treat. What do we think of removal spells, Field of Ruin? I mean, we're trying. I mean, here we go. Let's just keep it. This is the concept. All right, they're playing soldiers. Field effect's not terrible against soldiers. Not great, but I mean, they... Oh, what is this? Just blue-white control or something? What is this? All right. Remember, folks, we are in Platinum, so we're going to be playing against some weird stuff. This is mono, like blue-white aggro? Blue-white artifacts? All right, we're going to play a Bankbuster and say go. Next turn I can go basic planes, lay down whatever I want, and then draw a card. Okay, so he's playing Bant artifacts. Bant stuff. Bant things. Oh, he can target himself. That's disgusting. Okay. I could just deal with his board here, but I think I'd rather get cards and get more counters off this, so I think we're just going to lay down Arms the Assembly Worker here. It's about enough of this. We'll let him have Edenic for a minute. We can deal with that later. If I draw a card here, that means next turn I can go land Ossification, draw another card. I think it's really important when you play with Reckoner Bankbuster to make sure you're drawing a card ASAP whenever possible, because you just want to get the treasure and the guy off this. Wow, okay, that's pretty annoying. Just playing Bant gain life. Bant piss me off. That's what he's doing over here. Alright, well, okay. It's fine, I guess. I'm just gonna hide the Field of Ruin effects for now. Ossify. Go. Yeah, digital. It's I mean, it's a powerful card. So they're like playing a Bant life gain deck. Kind of cool, honestly. I wonder if they're like playing extraction specialists and stuff too. I really hope they don't have another one of these things. Okay, that's also annoying, but a lot less annoying than what we were dealing with. Okay, draw a card. Okay, that will be a good one later, once I decide to start fielding him over and over again. It's not that time yet, though. I don't think. I think it's time to draw a card. Let's start there. I can play another Bankbuster and have a blocker. Ooh, Restoration of Iganjo. That's actually really good, because that can not only thin my deck here, But it also will let me just cheat a Bank Buster into play next turn, which seems pretty legit. So I think I'm going to Restoration this turn. And then next turn, well, I don't know. I kind of like having a blocker here. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to play a Bank Buster and have a blocker. Crew this up and block. Can also draw another card. Kind of like getting in the way. Our life total's getting a little low. Opponent certainly has some pressure here. Okay. Restoration will just naturally get more juicy targets as we go, too. Phyrexian Vindicator, huh? That's a problem. Tis a problem for me. Malira doesn't stop us from exiling stuff, though, does it? So all our removal will work on the Vindicator. It's just we've got to get there, you know? How many basics do we think this guy might be playing in his deck? It's really hard to tell, but... What to do, chat? What to do? Okay, I think it's time to start getting Field of Ruins down. Just learning about his deck, maybe. No matter what, I think I should start playing these, probably. We've got enough to lay down arms this. I'm certainly going to play... So I play a Paragon. I have double crew available and draw a card. Is that better than Restoration? It's more mana efficient, so probably. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Can't actually use it yet, but that's fine. The main thing here is it crews. And also the main thing is next turn I can go Elspeth plus lifelink it and start attacking, gaining the life back that this is the kind of mitigating for the damage that this is going to do to me. Whoa! What is this? Phyrexian Vindicator the deck. Oh boy. Alright. It's really annoying. We have so many good answers to this card. I know I've had to like use them on other stuff, so a little awkward, but... Oh god. I can't even attack into this. Like, I have to minus this and hit an ossification? Depop or bust? I don't even play Depop in this build. I wanted to try more one-for-one stuff. Well, I'm gonna do this. I guess I do this. And I'm gonna draw a card, see what we hit. That's step one, before I just minus Elspeth blindly. But Elspeth's gonna come in and has to, okay, we've got a minus into ossification, I guess. We do play 4 of them. We only have 1 in play. Is he going to counter this? He have Make Disappear? I should have played around Make Disappear. Okay, he had Stroke the whole time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not beating this, I guess. Huh. Oh, also have 2 Destroy Evils for those, by the way. Just infinity answers. Alright, we're going to bring 2 more of these in. Skrelv's Hive didn't seem particularly good. I think I want another Elspeth, though, especially on the play. Dude, I had so many answers to those. Are you kidding me? I had 10. 10 answers. I had used 2 of them, but man, I forgot I had Emperor I could just snipe down with. Dude, that is so dumb, man. Alright, whatever. Loran didn't look particularly good there at all. We'll leave 1 in, I guess. I'm like tempted to just bring in a specialist, to be honest, but we'll do the Loran thing. Just have 1. I don't really know. I don't know enough about their deck yet, but I guess Loran blows up the 2-mana guy, the 2-mana artifact that puts counters on itself, right? I mean, they are, at the end of the day, they're freaking a white deck. Like, they're probably playing, like, Wedding Announcement, stuff like that. I don't know. They're in on the life gain theme, so we'll just kind of have to see. Yeah, I'm into this. I'll tell you one thing. As long as we draw lands, we're not losing to the same crap we lost to last time. Okay, Loran is actually good against him. Never mind. Well, thank God I've got the one in my hand, huh? All right, we definitely need more back if he's playing Skrells. I should have just thought more about this. I think I'm just gonna Loran here. Yeah, I like Loraning. We'll be bringing more Lorans back in our deck, though, if he's doing this kind of silliness. Okay, he concedes. Alright, well, the other 3 Lorans are coming right back in my deck. Thank you, opponent, for showing me the Skrelv before dying. I guess I'm just going to cut the Restoration. Seems like probably the worst card in my deck. Yeah, everything else seems real to me. Let's do this. I'm into this. Removal spells all across the board. Happy with it. Kind of remains to be seen how good Field of Ruin will be against him, too. I imagine it'll be pretty good, because I think he probably is just like a mono white deck splashing 2 other colors. It's kind of what it feels like. I'm just going to use a removal spell here. I think for mana efficiency's sake, I should use Ossification. I like that. Okay. Thank God I brought all the Lorans back in. Holy smokes. Alright, Loran, blow up your announcement. For now, I'm just going to say no blocks. This is going to be a really good thing to throw Elspeth counters onto. Yeah, that's not happening this game, pal. Good try, though. You got me the first time. I respect it, but not again. Not again, sir. To you. Get a guy. Go. Could start activating Loran, try and hit a land for Elspeth. We'll really just see what our opponent does. Alright, that's platinum testing, certainly, is what that is. Alright, well, we did not learn very much there, I'm not going to lie. We learned that Vindicator can clown you when you don't draw any of your removal for it, and we learned that when you have removal and a plan, that card is nonsense. I guess we did learn that Loran is straight fire, too, which nobody is surprised by that. Loran is just really good. Opponent's deck was kind of cool. I mean, some of the things they were doing I liked. Some of the things didn't make a lot of sense. I don't really get why the 2/2 that puts counters on itself is in their deck at all, but you know, imagine playing that card, but you could just play Reckon or Bankbuster. Alright, this hand's a little unfortunate. Mulligan that, obviously. Alright, well, it's really learning a lot so far. Alright, well, this is actually a good hand, because the farm hand and the Eiganjo replace themselves. So really, I mean, it's a mull to 5, but we're not going to feel it that bad. The question is, what if I just get rid of this? I kind of like just getting rid of the Restoration, because this is like removal spell, 2-drop and a land drop, Wedding Announcement. I mean, this is like a pretty good 5. Okay, we're playing against a Jund deck. Very likely, when I see this, I'm just thinking red-black Atraxa. Gonna be a really bad matchup for me. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's gonna be a good one for me, but I'm gonna do this first here. Probably don't want a Bankbuster until turn 4 where I can draw a card. Don't love shuffling the Iganjo back, but... Okay, never mind. I don't really know exactly what they're doing. Just adding mana with this. Do I have time to get an announcement down? I kind of want to get announcement down. I'm a little leery of doing it because they could just invoke me here, but like, I mean, I'm never getting... The invoke is just going to happen eventually, right? So it's just, let's get through it. One thing I've also tossed around in my mind is if the mono white deck can splash blue for like make disappears and stuff. Okay. That's a nice draw. So this turn is do this, Loran blow this up. And probably hit the Loam Speaker, I guess. I think I like that. I hope this isn't a spew. I don't think it is, though. I think this is a real play. Spewing off removal on... Okay, that's excellent for me. Your turn. Okay. It just blocked with Loran here. Really worried I'm about to get Titan of Industry, but... Okay. I think I want another wedding announcement. I think I need to try to, like, go wide on him here. I love Bankbuster draw a card, I do. It's one of my favorite sequences in the format, but I almost feel like just getting this down might be more important. I don't know. It's, like, kind of close, I guess. If I think I'm going to get Titan of Industry, maybe I actually have to do that. I'm actually going to do this. Let's dig. Bad against a Braid. It's not even really that bad against a Braid. We're 2 for 1-ing him. Just, like, fine. I like hitting the land there. Now next turn I can go draw a card, play another announcement. He does maybe have... Nope, just another kill spell. Oh my god. Dude, this card is so annoying. Hitting the Bankbuster. Okay. That's kind of wild. That's not what my expectation was there, but... Okay. All this is, like, fine. I can beat all these cards. It's just the over-the-top stuff that I'll struggle with. I will say the A Million Field of Ruins might be real here. I think I just want to keep drawing cards. Yeah, I'm into that. There we go. Alright, so we're going to start Field of Ruining him a lot in the near future. Go. Sure. Alright, so that tells me probably doesn't have another removal spell. So we're just taking 3. Probably 4, because he's probably going to eat the Loran, but... Probably a smart eat from him there, because if I did draw a Paragon, I have the mana to play it, and that, like, if you don't care about me blowing up your blood, then you just don't care, right? How do I want to sequence here? So I've got 7 mana. Does fielding make sense yet? Probably not yet. I just want to do this, and then leave up field, you draw a card. You can play another field here as well. Yeah, I think I like that. Play this. He's not going to attack. I'm going to set up potential double blocks, although I'm probably not double blocking. God, dude. Disgusting. Riveteer's Charm at this stage of the game. Alright, you know what? This is the kind of card that makes me think Jund might be real. I forgot this card existed. And this is the type of card you want to be playing in Standard. A frickin' 3-mana instant speed, potentially draw 3 cards. This is nice. This is nice. I haven't seen a lot of lists playing this one yet, but this is really good. I don't know about this stuff. The Loam Speaker I'm not in on, but this I'm certainly in on. Okay. Oh, is it Larun? Archfiend to the Dross. Good lord, people are playing some wild ones today. Yep, okay. Interesting. Yet again, opponent has a pretty cool deck. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna Field of Ruin you. We'll see how many basics he plays. I am quite curious. Probably isn't like that many. 0? He's on 0 basics. Alright, well that's good to know. Thank God we're playing 7 Field of Ruins. Draw a card. Take some damage. Really need an answer to this Archfiend. So what's the best way to sequence? Probably want to play this, then play Paragon. Yeah, I like that. Play this. Take action. Play Paragon. Play the land from the yard. Rex, thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. Do this. Play the land from the yard. The reason I'm doing it all this way is I want that little bit of deck thinning before activating this. Okay, I'm just going to take 6, unfortunately. Remember, though, one of these, the Field of Ruin, gains us some life, so that's pretty nice that we have that to work with. Okay, that's pretty annoying. I'm going to set an upkeep stop here, do the Field of Ruin thing. I want to, again, just thin the deck, and I know that I'm going to start doing this. Let's do this one first, because I can replay it. Okay, so we've seen he has no basics, so we're just going to start strip mining him into oblivion. I think I'm good to do this too. Let's just keep blowing up his lands. We'll gain some life. Alright, well, against people that don't put basics in their deck, this is a pretty good strat, chat. Alright, let's draw a card. I've done all the thinning I can do. Alright, more Field of Ruins. Kinda good. Kinda good. Oh, man. Can I please just draw a frick? Why can I not draw removal spells today, man? I play so many of them. Like, I feel like the deck already almost plays too many. Alright, whatever. Main phase. Play this. Sweet Field of Ruin him again. Play this. Actually, flipping this to a lifelinker might be real. I guess if I play this, then next turn I can flip them both to lifelinkers. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay. We have no attacks, so... Go ahead. Oh, that's annoying. Now whenever my creatures die, he just gets a double drain. God, that's so bad for me, man. So I like... How do I win this game? I have to lose the Paragon? I just don't have a choice. I have to lose the Paragon. I'm not even sure what I can draw to, though, is the problem. That was such a frickin' insane draw, dude. That's so unreal. Alright, so I guess the best play is this. Crew this with this. No, that's probably bad. Alright, let's do this. Blockers. This obviously has to go here, and then I have to gang block Glissa with all of... Oh no, that kills... Does that trigger multiple times? It does. So I just... Oh my god, man. What a joke. Alright, I think my opponent might have got me here. I mean, like, I can chump block and take 8. I guess we'll take 8. That's unbelievable. Yeah. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm dead. No reason to show him anything else, right? I can't flip these, unfortunately. I don't have enough powers because I had to block. Literally, he had to, like, top deck this. It's so annoying. Like, a kill spell, I guess a kill spell for the Sarah Paragon would have done it too, but... Disgusting. Disgusting. Alright, well, I guess 1-for-1 removal against him is kind of real, so... Don't think I need to do the restoration thing here, though. Although, restoration's, like, kind of good. He is unleashing the Inferno. It's a good way to just kind of buy stuff back. This is kind of weird because I don't actually think I want this many laydown arms in this match. Like, look at my deck. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. I had 10 answers to that stupid 4-drop. I just couldn't find them. But how many do I need? Like, Playing 12 is probably... probably a little ridiculous. Like, these kind of cards are going to rot in my hand in a lot of games. I don't know. I'm really not excited about this. I don't know, I think if I draw that poorly again and my opponent gets me, I guess they did it. There's no way I'm supposed to have more than 10 answers in my deck to creatures. It's just so many. I think Loran's really important because he's probably a Bankbuster Fable deck. He's certainly a Fable deck, but he's probably a Bankbuster deck too. I think pretty much every mid-range deck is just a 4 Bankbuster deck in this format, honestly. If you're not playing 4, you're likely doing it wrong, unless you just, like, have a different game plan, I guess, but... Even a Trim and Iganjo. Got, like, the Elspeth Moore. Well, it's good to know that Field of Ruin is just actual strip mine against this guy. This hand is so close. Because I know that Field is a strip mine, I'm really, really tempted to keep this. Because I play 25 lands. Any land just lets me start strip mining. I have a very good hand otherwise. I think I'm going to try this hand. And Bankbuster's a real draw too, because we can just start drawing cards. God, it's so close. Might be a little too greedy. We like have to draw land, but if we do, man, it is a really, really good hand. Oh, it's so close. What are the odds that I draw a land by turn 3? There's 23. It can literally be any land. It can be colorless. It doesn't really matter. So 23. So the percentage I draw land on the first draw is 43. Then the percentage I do it on the second draw is probably a little higher, assuming we miss. And then on the third draw. So there's like probably around, I'm going to assume, a 60-ish% chance we can draw land. But that means there's a 40% chance I just probably snap lose the game. Alright, we're not going to do that. It's so close, but this hand is better, obviously. Do that. Go. Alright, next turn we Field of Ruin him, because we know he doesn't have basics, so... Yep, I can Field of Ruin and then eat that with the lay down arms. Okay. Nice, nice. Won you. I don't care if this is good. It's so funny that I'm into this, man. This is hilarious. I love blowing up people's lands that don't put basics in their deck. They deserve this 100%. Oh, man, that's good. On the draw, do I like these less? Do I just want to go back to... Because of how insane Field of Ruin effects are against him, I kind of want the Restoration, just to, like, loop them even more. The Restoration and then 2 more laydowns on the draw, especially because he has the 1-3 to produce mana. I really just want to attack his mana and just not let him have mana. possible that's not the right approach, but I think that's where I'm going to go with it. I don't know. Might be wrong. This is also better against the Glissa plan, too. I like that. This is basically a spell in this hand, but we can do better than this. Alright, this one's way better. Bottom this. Got our strip mines. Got our removal spell. It's perfect. Alright, dude, could you stop playing this stupid thing every game? Thank you. Okay, so I ossify here. Next turn, I can Field of Ruin, blow up a land, and then lay down arms his creature that he plays. Sure. Having fun yet, opponent? Because I sure am. Alright, well against people like that we'll win games, but that is just awful deck building. Just egregious. We've played against two people with just honestly heinous decks. The first one, I mean, both of them were like interesting concepts, but there were some serious problems in the construction of their deck. Okay, I'm in. Looks like Grixis. Let's go! This is what we want right here. We want to play against Grixis. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Main deck Siphon Insights. I mean, I could get behind this. If you're expecting to play Grixis Mirrors all the time, that's real. Alright, well. I'm just going to start Field of Ruining him. Combat. Go. Do it in the draw step, I think. Field you. How many basics does this guy have? We're all about to find out. Okay. Playing bad decks. Yeah, I wanted to try out mono white, but my own kind of build of it. Okay. Attack you for one, then I think I'm going to play Field, Black Cleave, maybe? I think I like that. And then play Bank. Let's just ask him the question, how many basics are in your deck? The answer is one. Alright, well, all our fields are strip mines. I have 5 more of them to draw, and we have the 4 Paragons that can draw more too. I guess that was it. It wasn't that bad of a play because I have Iganjo. Sure. Okay, doesn't have blue mana. I just want to keep him off Invoke, Chris, or try to keep him off Invoke. And a lot of lists were on 1 basic. Like, that Mogged was on 1 basic in the challenge a few weeks ago, and he is one of the standards for how to build the deck. I didn't look at how many Ginger was playing yesterday, but that, like, these are the people that other people are going to copy, right? So whatever they're doing, like, you can kind of just assume that a majority of people are going to do that as well. At least that's my opinion. I definitely want a Restoration here because I can buy back the Bank Busters, so let's do that. He had 3? Alright, so that's probably going to be the standard moving forward then. I think he and Mogged will definitely set the way for how to build the deck. Okay, let's do this. Get our Banky boy back. Could get another Field Rune back. It's like kind of tempting because I know it's a strip mine. He does have a blue source in play. I think I just want the bank. Hard for me to not take that there. Attack, and I think I'm actually just gonna play the Wandering Emperor here while he can't counter. Like, what's he gonna do? Invoke me? I sack a 1/1 the Iganjo and the Emperor, and then keep my board. He draws nothing. Also takes a damage to make that play. Like, Invoke here is not even that good. I'm gonna do this, especially because I have another Emperor. Honestly, I feel like Invocal is kind of a joke. Sure. My throat has been gone for. Sure. That makes sense. Kind of just want to start drawing cards. Alright, so we can get a little tricky with this here. Let's go counter here. Combat. Crew. Activate. Opponent didn't see the crew then activate. That's nice. Playing the other Bank Buster probably makes sense here, I think. Yeah, I don't really know why I wouldn't. Go ahead. Blue Sun's Twilight. Yuck, dude. Thank God I have Loran's for that, I guess. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. That's good, too. Alright, so... let's just kill my opponent. How about that? Let's do this. I don't know that I can kill him immediately, but he'll be dying in a sec. Blow this up. Oh, I see what I want to do. Okay, let's do this. Crew. Okay. Opponent gets the idea here. Can you ossify the Iganjo and Loran your own? Oh, I didn't think about that, Digital. Yes, I could have done that. I could have done that for sure. That was a great play. Yeah, I missed that. I didn't think hard enough. We were like so far ahead that I was just thinking about how to maximize damage. I wasn't thinking about sweet plays like that. But that was a really good play. I don't think I want to do any of this here. So basically, anything that doesn't 2-for-1, I don't want in my deck. So I don't know how aggressive they're gonna be. Yeah, that was going to be my line there, was just play second Loran plus on the Loran crew 12U. So opponent was going to be going to 2. So I don't know how they're going to board at all. How am I supposed to board not knowing how they're going to board? I think that this might be a little derpy and slow on the draw. On the play, I like it a lot more. And then I think I'm supposed to cut one of my 1-for-1s. It's probably just lay down arms. I think I just cut lay down arms. Alright, see you later, man. Alright, let's try this. So, notably, opponent has 1 basic. Alright, well, we can't keep this, unfortunately. Very close, but not quite. Yeah, that's fine. This hand's gonna be really bad against, like, counterspells. But at some point, I have to keep a hand. So, I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna just get rid of the Elspeth here. This Wandering Emperor is nice against counterspells, obviously. Okay, we got a lot better. Because now I just get to go boom, 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 or... depending. Alright, got an answer to it? Nope. Alright, first question has been asked and answered. Thank you very much. Appreciate the follow there. Thank you, thank you. Alright, we're going to start demolition fielding him, I think. It's exclamation point deck, King Duress. Let me put it in for you. And it should come up. Just click advanced. Wait, what? Why did that not work? Did it work now? Okay, the list is not coming up. Hold on, I need to adjust it on my end. If you're, it should come up on the left side of your screen as well, but I can edit it in just a sec. Give me a moment here. I guess he doesn't have a counter spell. It's pretty obvious, or he would have countered the Hive. So I guess I'm just gonna do this and play an announcement. Okay, so he top decked a counter spell, sure. Oh, he's just cycling? Yeah, that's embarrassing. Alright. Make a guy, go. That's kinda good. Kinda. Alright, combat to you. Oh, his basic is in play, by the way. So I guess I'm gonna nuke his red source. I dig that. Nuke your red source. And then we're gonna play bank. Yep, you got it. Alright. Someday people are gonna put basics in their deck, but I'm loving this. This is my kind of magic right here. It feels like we're playing EDH almost, where you just blow up everybody's lands. I'm that guy. I'm absolutely that guy. Love blowing up people's lands. Alright, I'm gonna real quick edit that link there, King Duress. So let me go to, let's see. Submit, advanced, there we go. Now it should be up. Let's try that again. Let me do exclamation point deck. And there it is, custom deck, white. Alright, perfect. It was the worst deck in the world. It sure was, man. We're just out here field of ruining people. Just out here field of ruining people. To be fair, anybody that gets clowned by this absolutely deserves it, because if you're not going to play more than one basic in your deck, you deserve to get Field of Ruined into the ground. It'll be interesting to see where people's... Oh, I did not mean to keep. Oh, gosh. What a disaster keep this is. I was just not paying attention at all. Q, it was the worst hand in the world. This is literally one of the worst hands I've ever kept in my life. No joke. That is how bad this hand is. Maybe we'll just draw like 4 Field of Ruins in a row. Alright, well. Duress reveals terrible keep. Yeah, awful keep. Awful keep. This is where, if I were on this end and we were streaming, I would be talking about what a terrible keep my opponent made. Oh, let's go! We're not gonna get punished. Oh my goodness. This is real life. Alright. Better lucky than good, I agree, dude. Awful keep. Literally one of the worst keeps I've ever had. No joke. Actually one of the worst hands I've ever kept. Alright, well, we're going to start doing the demolition field thing in his draw step. A little awkward to thin my deck of lands, but I'm not going to play a Loran to do nothing. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, you may draw. I'm going to start the demolition field train. Let's start learning about our opponent's deck. I don't think that, like, this hand was still bad. Even drawing late, like, this is too many Lorans, man. Like, I love Loran, and there's a reason I'm playing 4, but this is a little sus, to say the least. Yeah. That makes sense. I guess I just resolved this while I know I can. I mean, he could have Spell Pierce, I guess. If he gets me the Pierce, he did it, but... could have played Loran and blown up Blood. That was, like, actually a thing to consider, but I think wrong. I think we just want to get the announcement going. Like, even if he invokes me here, it's kind of a 2-for-1, right? 5 mana 2-for-1 is, like, okay. Of course you were digital. That is just disgusting. How do I feel about cut down versus lay down arms? I think cut down is certainly a better card than lay down arms, because you can play it in like 3-color decks, you know? Okay, well I guess I am going to get to snipe a Blood. Ooh, another Field of Ruin. Do I actually just ask him the question again? How many basics are in your deck, pal? It might be right to just do it, right? Because I could also lay down arms, and then I have an ossification too, so like, it's kind of real. Yeah, I'm into it. Blow it up. How many basics? Oh no, we ran into a list with more than one basic. Alright, might act. I'm just gonna ossify. This is more mana efficient. I have lay down arms for Shieldred. A lot worse if he has Invoke. We'll say that, but... Okay. I do get to Sarah Paragon and start replaying lands, which is kind of cool. If he does not... yeah. That's annoying. What? Oh, is he just on Jund? This guy might just be... Yeah, he's just on Jund. Okay, so the Field of Ruin thing, really not very good against this guy, to be completely honest. It's like mid. Okay. What's one of the things you don't like about this format, Wolf? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's so interesting to me how good Invoke is in this format, and I guess it's like pretty good in Pioneer too, because that mono black deck has really started to take off more. But it's so interesting to me how much better Invoke seems to be in this format than it is in Pioneer. And it's possible that we should just be playing it in Pioneer, because it does seem quite good in, like, the Jund mirrors and stuff, or the Rakdos mirrors. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just, like, a step too slow, although the mono black decks are making it look pretty good. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It is good versus the mid-range decks. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of just Rakdos, right? Kind of just Rakdos. Alright, I'm going to target their blood. Okay. Okay, in his draw step, I'm going to blow up that green source. Or that's not the stop. There's the stop. Okay, blow up your green source. Yep, I agree. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna Traxa me, it's gonna be from the yard. This deck almost never hardcasts it. I should go... I know Arnie Hutchenbath just, like, wrote a thing on this deck. So he thinks it's quite good. I haven't tested against it very much, but I do think it's a legit deck. It's also, like, its mana's really clean, because it's basically just red-black. He's going Jund, though, which is interesting. Okay, so all the Field of Ruins, not particularly good against this guy. Yeah, that's gonna do us in. Alright, so worth noting, the field plan, not gonna be clowning this guy. Yeah, he's running a lot of basics. It is a little odd, but whatever. Alright, all the Skrelv's Hives, the Elspeth. Like I said before, I think like 6 1-for-1 removal spells is enough. Just like giving them on the draw, I'm gonna... Well, no, I probably want to keep those. That's probably about where I want to be removal spell-wise. I don't know. It's close. I think I like Restoration on the play. No, Wolf, I wanted to go a little smaller. I think going super big is a good way to lose to Grixis, because their game plan is just counter your stuff. So I kind of wanted to be a little smaller, was the thinking behind it. This is literally just the first iteration that we're trying. I wanted to try this a million Field of Ruin effects with Forsair Paragon. And honestly, Field of Ruin's won us 2 matches so far, 2 of the 3. I think it was just bad deck construction from our opponents, but nonetheless, a lot of Grixis players are going to do that. They're not going to have that many basics. Because again, Mogged is like one of the best players around, and he played 1 swamp in that first challenge. Now that, again, was week 1, before things get like adjusted. So you have to like keep that in mind, but feel like I want to do this, maybe. Just none of these. Cut these. I think is where I want to be. Or I could keep these and cut 2 ossifications. I think the ossifications are better, though. Cleaner answer, Shieldred. Yeah, for sure. There are some decks, like the Esper Legends decks the same way. The Legends decks just cannot play many basics. So this plan will clown those decks. Which is interesting to think about. Alright, well, I'm going to keep the double Skrelv's Hive hands, certainly. Gonna try to swarm our opponent here. Duress is rude, but I've got 2 hives, so he's only going to be able to get one of them. It's pretty big for me. I mean, if nothing else, this deck's hilarious. Like, Field of Ruining people a million times is just very funny. Thoughtseize bug. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Don't do it to me again. Alright, come on. Yeah, you don't need to duress me again, man. That's really uncool. Go. Excuse me. I probably have to get that out of my way. It's gonna ossify it, I think. Won you. Opponent's in, like, really big trouble. Pitching at Dreams of Steel and Oil. Let's go. Okay. Nice. Great. Alright, well, the Skrelv's Hive plan working out post-board. Love to see it. Truly. Thank you very much, Phyrexian. Appreciate it, my man. Okay, game 3. Let's see here. Now that I'm on the draw, I think, and I've seen that he left Blood Tides in, some number of these need to stay in my deck. Still think this card's Glacial. I don't want that. Wonder if the Elspeths are just not that good either. Being that I'm on the draw, they're less exciting, right? I think I want to go to 2 on the draw. Maybe even 1. I kind of think I might go to 1. Let's try that. That's rough. I think I have to keep this, but this hand is terrible. Like, this is a hand that very likely loses, but I think I'm supposed to keep it rather than go to 5. Yeah. bank. Yeah, go. Okay. It's a card, I guess. I think I just have to deal with this Blood Tithe. It's going to deal me too much damage. Get it out of the way. I mean, their hand here was kind of the nuts so far. That Loran keeps me in the game, but we were pretty out of it if we didn't draw that. I mean, Duress, Blood Tithe, Fable on me on a Maul on a very mid hand. It's like pretty garbage, but okay. I want to eat that with the Wandering Emperor. I kind of do. I don't want that to keep attacking me. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Don't want him to keep getting treasures. I believe he's on Atraxa. Not certain he's on Atraxa. It might just be Jund. But I do not want to let him build up mana. Okay. Well, we've kind of outlasted here, which is interesting. Oh, am I supposed to minus this? Probably. Also think I'm going to Loran blow up the blood. Make him decide on that last card. Could blow up the treasure, I guess. Blowing up treasure is a real play too, but I kind of want to attack the blood here. This also means if I top deck a Paragon, Harvester can't kill Paragon, which is kind of real. Okay. Interesting. I think I just make a body. I'm gonna make a body. Yep. Kind of a top deck war now. I don't know that I feel. I mean, we've got a lot of good draws. 4 Sarah Paragons, really good. Yeah, we got a lot of good draws here. Just block with this. I'm going to keep the Loran because I actually want to be activating Loran here, I think. Okay, that's interesting. Do this. Stop on his draw stuff, I guess. Cut him off green. Try and cut him off. I mean, he has a treasure, but, like, that's pretty good, I think. It's like a real question. I don't know whose top decks are better, but it might be him. That's the weird thing about using the Loran, but I don't think so on a heater. I don't think it's that much different, but I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't played any best of ones, so probably not the guy to ask. At least not in standard. Like, I do the limited best of one or whatever. I don't think that makes a huge difference at all, but... Oh, God. Okay, that makes sense. The aggro deck's just exploiting people in best of one. Sure. That makes sense. Opponent can just hardcast Atraxa, which is not good for me. I think I'll probably just concede if they do that, to be honest. We won't waste our time. Yep, I'm not gonna waste my time with that. Okay. Yeah, that matchup is a nightmare. I'm not beating that deck with this deck. I mean, this is not... That has got to be, right now, the worst matchup in Standard for me. They play a ton of basics, so our Field of Ruin plan doesn't do anything. They're like a good mid-range deck, and then they just have the inevitability of get an Atraxa and play, win the game. The only way I'm beating that deck is putting Skrelv's Hives into play. That's probably the only way I'm beating that deck, so... Which is good to know, but... Alright, so what, we're 3-1 with this so far today? And really, I only, like, count one of our... I guess the first Jund... The Bant deck was nonsense. The Jund deck was, like, reasonable. I don't think the spells in it made it... Oh, my God, dude. Come on, dude. I played 25 lands. I'm so sick of having to mulligan all the time, man. Alright, we'll keep this. This is good. Probably the Wandering Emperor goes. Either that or the Lay Down Arms. It's, like, close. I think Lay Down Arms is too good, though, against, like, a lot of stuff. That's the way I want to do it. Okay, how many basics is this guy going to be on? We're about to find out. Blood Tithe. I think I just leave that alone for now because I want to lay down Arms Goblin token if he has one. If he plays a Fable. Alright, field you. Okay. Sure. Okay, Loran can come in and blow that up. I would like him to not know he's gonna get Field of Ruined. So let's do this. And I'm just gonna pass for now. I can just trade Loran if he allows it. Okay, I'll block. Could have, actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna block. He could have Corpse Appraiser. I'd rather not get appraised here. Okay, no blocks. Let's make him use a kill spell on that. Okay, that's pretty annoying. Okay, he just missed a land. That's interesting. That's also an interesting draw. How are we supposed to play this turn? I could just go Lay Down Arms the token. Attack for 2. Play Bankbuster. Draw a card off Bankbuster. That seems certainly right. Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead. Okay, him not drawing lands is big. Now he's gonna abrade this. If I draw a land, I get to Paragon it back into play. This is all looking pretty good for me. Okay. Restoration of Iganjo's a real card too. Not as good as Paragon though. And he's pitched to go for the throats. Okay. Go. Yep. A little bit annoying, but quite annoying, because the Loran's gone now, which is how I was going to deal with that reflection. Kind of rough. Sure. Okay. How many basics do we think he plays? Do I just start attacking the mana? Makes some amount of sense to play that way, I think. He's on at least 2. Okay, he's on 3. Cannot imagine he plays more than that, but if he does, he does, I guess. Buy back here, can buy back. Demolition field. Might just be better to draw cards. I think it is pass. Guess I could draw right now to try and hit a laydown arms. Don't know if I liked that, actually. Go ahead. I think I was not supposed to draw there. Yeah, because I wanted to be able to crew up and block. Yeah. Attack was, or the activation of the Bank Buster to try and hit the laydown was super poor. Yeah, I mean, I can cut them off as lands here, but it's just not gonna work out for me. There are some definite changes I want to make to this. The Field of Ruin thing is like, when people are actually playing a reasonable mana base, this just isn't going to work. If people play like 3 basics, I don't even think this plan is like even that good. Because we're down a lot of mana to make this exchange. So I'm starting to already come off this if people are playing the Ginger list or more basics. I do like the Hives, though. The Hives, I think, make sense. But I think I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on what we want our plan for this matchup to be, because I don't think this is all that good anymore. It depends how disciplined people are with their decks, but if they're disciplined, this just isn't going to get people, so I think we'd rather just play the draw land and then probably like a Murex or two. We'll figure this out, but not quite where I want to be, I don't think. Okay, so against Grixis. I also think the Restoration is awful. I'm going to be... Every time I play this card, I'm just like, this card sucks. It's like only good with exactly a Bankbuster in the graveyard. And every other time, it's just so slow. It isn't a 3-4 until turn 6. Or I guess turn, what, 5? Turn 5, but it doesn't attack until turn 6. It's just like, I don't know. Just do not think this is quite where this deck wants to be. So we're going to be making some changes. And it's possible I just go to red-white and just play Fable instead of this. That's typically where I default. And we can, like, still play Ossification. Lay Down Arms is going to be a bit of a stretch, but we might be able to figure it out. I don't know. We'll see. But we might be making some shifts here in a little bit. I think I want to cut these. I think that's where I want to be. Alright, well, we're definitely keeping this. Okay. Play the Hive. Go. Announcement. Go. Making tokens. A lot of tokens. Sure. I'm gonna sit here and tank on this attack for a minute, like this decision is a real one. I guess he does have Bankbuster to crew up. It's a little awkward. I guess he would just crew the Bankbuster, huh? Yeah, the Bankbuster there was a pretty annoying draw from him. I guess then... I'm just gonna play my Bankbuster. Go. End step, get a guy. Okay, draw a card. Okay, that's a nice draw. Lose life, get a guy. It's also a good draw. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Now he has mana, so I don't really want to walk this into a counterspell. I think it is pass. I guess I'd draw a card first. Let's draw a card. See if we can hit that land drop. Land drop would be nice. Beautiful. Okay. He has 3 basics, so I'm not going to worry about this nonsense, but... no attacks. Make a guy. Draw a card, sure. Alright, well, our whole board is 2/2s now. I mean, he kind of needs a Brotherhood's End. Yeah, that's not a Brotherhood's End. Sure. Sure. I mean, I don't care about any of this. Those are just little idiots to block. Do not care. I'm not even going to bother demolition fielding him, I don't think. It just gives him a free blood pop. Which does not seem like it to me. Alright, make another guy. Okay, so Wandering Emperor here is awesome. I think I just attack my opponent for frickin', what, 12? Combat 12 you? Into that. Yeah, I'm into just all-out attack. Cruise there. Blow it up with Destroy Evil. Probably blocks something. Sure, Wandering Emperor plus on one of them. Alright, well, Skrelv's Hive has been good. This has been the one thing that I've learned is that the Demolition Field of Ruin plan does not seem real against people who build their decks not like fools. And the Skrelv's Hives have been absolutely excellent. We've won like every game where I put that in play on turn 2. So there's a world where I'm going to rework this deck, and we're just going to main deck 4 Hive. 4 Hive, 4 Wedding Announcements, so that we will beat Grixis. And against, like, the aggro decks, I can maybe board these out. But I'm also thinking about, like, you know, do we want to try Fable? We could actually try a blue version of this deck, where we try Malcator. AO is very good, too, Heater. AO might just be better than Elspeth, honestly. I think AO dodging Negate is a big deal. It's definitely a problem for Grixis, too. It's like a good card generically. I don't know. We're gonna go back to the drawing board after this match because I'm already off the field thing. It was fun when people didn't build their decks well, but when they build their decks with basics in it, it's not where I want to be. I would certainly rather just play the draw card land. I do definitely think 4 Sarah Paragon's where I want to be, though. 4 Sarah in the main deck. It's annoying. Go ahead. Sure. Play this and blow up the blood. I kind of think I'm going to do that, actually. It's like not an amazing play, but I think the spot it's real. I want to use my mana. I want to make that Harvester unable to kill the Paragon if he had another one. Pitching a Shieldred, interesting. I mean, I guess I have Ossification, so it makes sense, but... So... Corpse Appraiser. The thing is, he can already appraise anyway, so I think I just take this block. No. Okay, well, go. That's a good one. Could negate it. It's a little awkward. But he has to have negate. He probably plays 2 negates. would be my guess. Also worth noting, I can cut him off red here, so I guess let's play this, and then, you know, I mean, if he has negate, he'll get it. Then I get to play this. Sure. Let's cut him off red in the draw step, I think. Maybe. I kind of don't want him drawing lands, so I'm actually tempted to just do it now. Any reason to not do it now? No, there's really no reason to not do it now. We'll do it now. But I like this. Makes it less likely he draws a land, cuts him off that red mana. You got another negate? You're gonna run out of them eventually, buddy. Okay. No, he does not. Okay. Still repping Disdainful Strokes. I'm still not gonna run this. Up with the Hive. That's a really nice draw. Combat, won you. I'll play the land, that's fine. Go. Kaito? Sure. 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 Interesting that one does not cast Invoke. That's kind of cool. Is nowhere near Brotherhood's End, so we're going to do that. Alright, we still beat Grixis, but I think our game plan sucks right now, if I'm going to be honest. It was Wolf. I try to not use that when I'm playing, though. I try to think... I think they had Stroke. I mean, that was a cell they didn't have Make Disappear, but I think Disdainful Stroke was, like, very likely to be in their hand. But either way, I try to not use that when I'm playing. It's just not very good testing at all. I try to just play exactly like I would if it were a paper game and just ignore any signal that Arena may give me. Because I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm trying to test for an RC, you know? Alright, so I'm off this. This was a cool strat, but I think not where I want to be. So what was the draw? Land, draw card... There it is, Roadside Reliquary. Still think I'm cool being a pretty heavy land density deck. Now, we need to ask ourselves, do we go back to red-white for Fable? And I think the answer is yes. Fable is just so broken. Wolf, it's the Roadside Reliquary was the one I was thinking of. Like, Fable is just so not okay. Which means I want to do this. I'm going to save and exit. We're going to edit our deck list in a second here. I have a red-white shell. So let's go back to this. I don't want to do any of this. Okay, I'm happy with 2 of these. I want to trim here. Ossification didn't exist when I initially had this deck, so let's throw Ossification. Haven't looked at this one in a minute. This is where I used to be. I'm just going to play 4 main deck Sarah Paragon. I think this card is really good right now. If everything's just about a mid-range arms race, then I just want 4 Sarah Paragons, certainly. Okay, I don't want these. I want a couple laydown arms. And then I don't think I want Spirited Companion. Although Companion's interesting because it does, like, protect us from Invoke. I did talk about just main decking Skrelv's Hive, which is definitely something we could do. Probably too bad against everything that isn't Grixis, though, but I just feel like I'm going to board 4 in just, like, all the time. And if I feel that way, then maybe I should just start it. It's kind of close. Kind of close. How many planes do I need to play? Currently, this is 11 red sources. First, how many lands do we have? 11, 15, 18, 22, 24 at the moment. Why not 6-drop Planeswalker? We could try it. Are we confident that that's better than Sanctuary Warden is? Because I'm not. I'm just not confident the 6-drops are the right way to beat the Grixis deck. I kind of want to be smaller. I think being smaller is how we're going to beat Grixis, not being bigger. Like, I was boarding out Elspeths. Like, that should tell you... That should kind of tell us, like, our game plan is not really go big. Like, if I don't want Elspeths, sometimes I was boarding them out. I was leaving them, like, in on the play, but it's kind of just interesting. Elspeth's going to be better in this deck, though, because we can ramp into it with Fable. We also try AO. AO might be a bigger issue for them. The only thing, though, is Elspeth, like, gives us a main deck life gain source for mono red. I think I'm going to keep 2 Elspeth for now. The only issue with this list as it sits is I don't know if 2 roadside is correct. I kind of want to play more, but we're a 2-color deck, so it's hard. I feel like if I do play another one, I need to cut another spell. And it probably has to be a 3-drop. It might be one of the Lorans. Is 3 Lorans enough? Let's see if we can get away with 3 Lorans. And then our sideboard is going to change drastically here. So I'm just going to cut a lot of these cards that I don't feel like we need anymore. Lockdowns are interesting, but I think I want to do the same thing where I'm just playing a crap ton of life gain for mono red. So I'm going to play 3 of these. Fun fact, we can also kick it because of Fable, which is kind of awesome. Specialist. So we got 3 of each of those. That's our red package. 2 more laydown arms, I think. 4 Skrelv's Hive. Is there another card that can get under Grixis? I don't want, like, some big mopey card. I want to slide under them. I guess let's... First I'm going to type in Flash and see what options... So we have Cathar Commando... Okay, that card's like... So, Wandering Emperor, definitely our best flash option. Kind of gets us around the counter spells. What's the 3-drop? Oh, Skyrider? Oh, sure. I know what you're talking about. Anointed Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper's fine. We could play Peacekeeper. I kind of just want, like, card advantage. Like, I want, like, another really good 2 besides Bakebuster and Skrelv's Hive, but I don't know. Let's just put draw. See what options we have. What does this one do? Scry 1, put in oil when something dies. Probably a little slow. Takasha's Welcome is kind of interesting. So let's map out our sideboarding versus Grixis right now. We're going to bring in 4 Skrelv's Hive, and I feel like I'm going to cut the Elspeths and the 2 Laydown Arms would currently be my board plan. And honestly, like, do we even need any more? Like, I'm pretty happy just kind of trying and seeing if it works from there. So I don't even need stuff for Grixis. All right, if that's the case, then I want stuff for the Atraxa matchups. So let's have a Lesh. And let me see how many Stone Brains I have. I don't think this card is good, but I think against Atraxa, I might just need to do this. Do I seriously not have any Stone Brains? That's pretty disgusting. I really don't want to use wild cards on this. Let me just check. You've got to be kidding me. 0? I guess I just, like, didn't draft the Brothers' War, so that kind of makes sense. Ugh. Disgusting, man. Okay, what's another plan we could have for them? Just more Aleshes? It's not a great plan, because they can just, like, go for the throat me. That's fair, Wolf. That's fair. I mean, I could craft them. It's just such a waste. I just don't want to craft this card. I think it's a waste of wild cards. That's fine. I'd play another Alesh, maybe. We'll see how that works. Is there, like, a Nevermore effect? Let's just look at white cards in general and see if we can find anything that makes sense. What does this one do? No, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe the Anointed Peacekeeper is a good idea for those matchups, actually. I could maybe buy that. What if we just try Anointed Peacekeeper for them? Do I have that card? I think I do. Yeah. Let's try this for the Atraxa matchups. Then I get to work with good information. It's really good with Sarah Paragon, too. I kind of want a 4th copy, to be honest. But no, let's do this for now. Let's see how this feels and works. I'm interested in this. One second here, chat. Responding to a buddy who just sent me a message. Alright. Yeah, so we're going to try some Anointed Peacekeepers. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to export this. I'm going to put that in the Cardboard Live now. The mono white deck was, like, fine. Just, like, every time I play a mid-range deck without Fable in it, I just feel like I'm just clowning myself. It just, like, feels so wrong. Feels dirty almost to just not play Fable in a mid-range deck to me. I don't know. Alright. I mean, really though, man, the card's just broken, dude. Like, seriously, it's so good. It's so hard to, like, not play it, you know? For me, that's my feeling. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I just feel like I'm making a mistake if I don't register Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Okay. Let's do that. What's nice about adding the red, too, is, like, 25 lands, yeah, but 4 of them cycle now, so I also have cycle lands. We're just going to flood way less in this deck. I am Granger Cat, yeah, that's why I'm playing so much Standard, is because I'm just trying to get a lot of info for that. Right now, if I'm being honest, my front runner is Grixis. But you know, I'm testing a lot of other stuff too, and just trying to learn how other things feel, really, and trying to give, you know, viewers that are also cute or interested in Standard a wide array of information. All right, no more Tenacious D. We're done Tenacious D'ing. It was fun while it lasted. All right, play some red white. I guess I'm gonna keep this. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Well, that's a great, I mean, already loving it. Do I deal with that? I think because I have 2, yes. Gotta play this. Ossify. Granger Cat, that's fair, yeah. Oh no, my Fable! Dude, you animal, man. How rude. It's alright, we'll Sarah Paragon that back eventually. Is he seriously gonna take the Elspeth? Dude, that's 3 turns away. No way. Okay. Okay, so he's Mardu? Probably like Angels or something. Alright. I'm just gonna play this, and then we'll decide what we want to do from there. I could cycle the Garden, although I probably don't want to. Blooding makes sense. Oh, yet again, it looks like we found a 4 Skrelv's Hive matchup, probably, so that'll be good. Okay. I'm just going to keep the land in hand here. It's just a... Okay, so this is just an Atraxa deck then, right? They're playing Battlefield Forge as a white source for Atraxa. They're actually just black-red playing some... Yeah, this has got to be an Atraxa deck. It's a big yikes. It's a terrible matchup for me. These are going to be tough to beat no matter what I do. Like, the white... This is why the white mid-range deck, in my opinion right now, is very awkward. I think I just have to untap. Okay, well now I can cycle this for pretty much free. I'm just gonna play this. Ossify this, probably with the Destroy Evil, yes. Then I can't cycle the Garden, but I think that's fine. I don't think there's any way they can blow up a land, but in case there is, we'll put it on another one. Go. I feel a bit like a spew on that ossification, but like I need to protect this Elspeth. Fable. It's annoying. I think think I just hold this for Shieldred. I could minus this into a Loran. I'm just gonna... Okay, that's a nice draw. That's a really, really nice draw. That might just be better than playing the Elspeth. I think it is better than playing the Elspeth, because then Elspeth can, like, come down and start plussing. This thing is really rough. This Goblin Shaman is terrifying because this represents Atraxa. Like, untap land attack, get a treasure Atraxa me. And he's certainly playing an Atraxa deck. I'm, like, very certain. I'd be shocked if this is not Atraxa. So, I might actually just do this in minus and hope to hit a Loran. Loran would be so perfect because it has a shield counter, too. Yeah, I kind of just need to use my mana, get things going. I can't afford to destroy evil because it's an answer to Atraxa or Shieldred if I'm wrong. And they might just play Shieldred anyway. Alright, there's the Loran I talked about. We also had an Ossification, which can deal with the Goblin. But I feel like Loran probably where I want to be. Seems pretty good. That. Kaboom. If he has untapped land Atraxa, he has untapped land Atraxa. I mean, we could try to fight through. It's obviously not a great thing for me, but you gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day. Yeah. We're gonna have to hope that this can only maybe draw like 4. It's already hit at least 3. Go for the throat, Bankbuster, land. Just a casual draw 5, no big deal. Hits another Atraxa. Alright, play this. Plus on the Loran, say lifelink. Blow this up. Combat 3 or 3U. Question is, do I play the land? I don't think so. I think I just want to leave it as a loot, but Roadside Reliquary is going to be a draw 2. I have enchantment and I'm going to have an artifact once this attacks, assuming it gets to attack. So I might play the land. Actually, I think I'm... Man, I can't tell. I can't tell if I'm supposed to play the land. I don't think I am. Go ahead. It's kind of awkward. He kind of wants to Atraxa because he's behind, but he's just going to have to discard a bunch of cards. I'm going to activate Loran. And we're just going to try and find an answer to this Atraxa again. We have a few. I mean, Lay Down Arms won't deal with it. Ossification would, so I have 2 more of those. I can minus Elspeth as well, so we kind of get to dig deep. Okay, they've already played a land. I'm just going to draw a card for each of us. Have another one. Wandering Emperor really doesn't do anything. Loran at the moment doesn't really do anything either, right? Yeah, kind of just stone nothing. And I don't really like the tap land either. Paragon. I think I just have to dig for an Ossification here. The problem is I know one of my bottom... God, it's a random order. I'm pretty sure one of the bottom cards was an ossification. Fairly certain. But plussing here just does nothing, so... Let's see what we can do with this. Farmhand. Ooh, Farmhand shuffles the ossification back. That might be good enough here. Let's try to find it. I like that. I like shuffling it back in. Okay. Do this. I do play another Destroy Evil in my deck, so I'm going to try to draw to it here. Draw 2 cards. Alright, we found the ossification at least. That's fine. Go to damage. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's ossify this Atraxa. What a ridiculous game. Alright, go ahead. I don't actually feel that far behind. Loran probably going to be drawing another card here, so we're just going to have 7 cards too. We have a Sarah Paragon to rebuy things. Like, we're going to try and fight through. It's the only option I've got. Just try and battle back. I want to give him a card right now. Oh, he already has just so many cards and so many options that, yeah, I think that's real. Let's just activate Loran right now. Okay. Yep. That's a good little draw there. No, I don't, BJ. Haven't really heard about that one. Alright. So... Okay, lay down arms, his Shieldred. A lot of things, I think, beat Mono White right now. Beating Mono White is not... Okay, so you can do that. That's a little annoying. Not gonna lie, I kind of missed that was there. So that blows. But... What to do now? I can't really attack. He's gonna Brotherhood's End next turn, so I really don't want to extend too much onto the board here. You just leave up the Wandering Emperor. Hate not using my mana, though. It's egregious. But nothing else makes sense to me. Go ahead. Yep. Shield broken. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fable. Okay, get her into play. Guy. Sure. I think I like Paragon, Loran, blow up Fable here, probably. just gonna keep playing planes, so that way if I draw the other laydown arms, it can deal with an Atraxa later, potentially. Excuse me. Make another guy. Go ahead. Third go for the throat. It's so disgusting. Okay. The problem is eventually he's just going to play the cruelty and look at my hand and take the other Paragon. I think we've reached the turn where that's the play. Yeah. You could also, I guess, just immediately buy back Atraxa. Okay, interesting. That's kind of a bad play, because... Sure. Okay, I guess that makes sense. The reason it was a bad play, though, is now I just get to Sarah Paragon Loran blow this up, and he doesn't get to reanimate the Atraxa, so... Kinda gas. Well, he's seen three of his go for the throats. He can't have many more, and Paragon, dude. Oh, sure, double abrade it. That's pretty gross. Whatever, though. Fine with basically 4 for wanting him there. The Bank Buster blows, but... This is like maybe a winnable game. Holy crap. Does Elspeth want a minus or plus here? Do we just not even play the Elspeth? Maybe I just don't play the Elspeth yet. Maybe we go kill your guy. Didn't draw a card. Or crew or anything. I guess crewing wouldn't have made sense. Then you can't draw a card, but... Huh. What does the Elspeth do for me here? Like, what am I supposed to do with this Elspeth? I'm kind of tempted to minus, to, like, try and find another Fable. Or maybe another Loran. If I'm committed to minusing, okay. I think I am actually going to minus. Bad if he has a third Brotherhood's End, but I'm not playing around it. Okay, another wedding announcement. 1 Paragon to the bottom. A little awkward, but... Sure. Yeah. One thing I didn't think about, Farewell is a way we can try to attack these matchups too. I think Farewell could maybe beat them. That's annoying. That's annoying. Do I draw cards with Loran? That's like a real question. He's just killing it. I think I need material. Yeah, I'm gonna hate giving him more cards, but it's worth noting there are 5 lands on the bottom of my deck with that Sarah Paragon, so we should be drawing live. draw 2 cards. Okay, that's pretty insane. Play this. Gonna just draw a card. Loran there's pretty real, I guess. Alright, well I have enough planes now where I can nuke an Atraxa with a laydown arms. It's hilarious. Put this into play. Plus here, I'm gonna give it lifelink, I think. Also give it vigilance. I guess if I give it vigilance, then I can protect. We're gonna give it vigilance. Combat to you. This way I can protect the Elspeth a little better. You. Okay, Atraxa's coming back. Oh, God. Alright. Wait, what? I was about to say, definitely just reanimate the Atraxa. It's another draw 5. Probably. Atraxa, Fable, land. Playing the land? I guess you do have 2 Bankbusters. He does have to be careful about decking himself. That is kind of real. We have to actually kind of, like, decking yourself is a real thing in this standard format. It's so absurd. But I do think it's kind of a real thing you have to think about. Crew, sure. Just chump with a 1/1 here. Could also just crew and trade. Crew this, trade. Bad if he has a braid, though. Really bad if he has a braid. I just, like, lose everything. Alright, let's not be that wild. I'm not trying to lose to that. Oh, he's leaving up the plaza, sure. It's kind of an issue, huh? Kind of an issue. Alright, chat, I lied. I want the Field of Ruins back. They would have been really good against this guy. As he played, I don't think there's been a single basic in this game. Like, there's one. There's one basic in his yard, but... Alright, God. I don't know that I can beat 2 more Atraxas. We're running out of things that can deal with it, but I guess we have, like, lay down arms and stuff. Do you have one more ossification too? The problem is that plaza, though. The plaza, like, also just, like, puts me in a serious bind. Huh. Okay, play another wedding announcement, I guess. Such a strange game. Plus... I do think I'm gonna plus, although... I'm gonna plus. Give it flying. Play this. Go. Make 2 guys. I think we get an anthem here. Yeah, we do. Okay. Cool. What is 18 cards in deck? It's pretty gross. Sure. Do they have a 3rd Brotherhood's End they can tutor? We're about to find out. I probably cannot beat a 3rd Brotherhood's End, but we'll see. like to keep my Elspeth, please. I think he got a Brotherhood's End, but I still think that block is correct. Okay, it's another Shieldred. Interesting. Yeah, just jam threats. Just give me a lot of crap I have to deal with. It all makes sense. Alright, my turn. Plaza is not down here either, which is interesting. Okay. God. Alright, well, I can hit the last ossification. Yep, I know it is. I know it is. Yep, that's what I was saying. Well, there's the ossification. Oh, you know what? I have a really sweet play I can make here. Kind of. So stupid. Alright, we're gonna target this, I think. Or do I target the Atraxa? I actually kind of want the Atraxa to stay in play. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let him Plaza it. Then I'm gonna Loran my own ossification to then replay it with Sarah Paragon to eat the Shieldred, I think. Oh, okay. Do this. Wait, what? Oh, it had a shield! Oh, no! Frickin' A. Oh, that's enough to make me rage concede. God, I couldn't even see the shield. It's under the planes. Oh, man. Thought I had such a sick play. Oh, my God. Alright, well, that is just disgusting. That is so gross, man. I feel like the only way I can beat these Atraxa decks is just kind of getting under them. I don't think Elspeth is real. We're not trying to play that kind of game here. Bankbuster might actually be a little slow in this matchup too. He does hit really hard though, which is interesting. Can maybe see trimming a farmhand. We are a 25 land deck. I don't know that I need 4. In fact, it's possible that I'm not supposed to even main decking 4 on 25 lands, but this matchup's a real head scratcher for mono white. I guess Farewell is like a game plan we could try and enact, but I don't know that it'll work. Good. We're just gonna have to try to get him with Skrelv's Hive. Oh my god, he has to rest. Dude, fuck off. Yeah. Easy take the Skrelv's Hive. Alright, that's a good draw at least. Excuse the language, chat. Just a little annoyed. You'd have the turn 1 to rest there. Okay. Don't really care about that. That's fine. I think I'm gonna Peacekeep. See what's going on over there. And then probably attack him for 4 as well. Interesting. I don't care about the Leveler. Probably care about the Brotherhood's End. Duress is like kind of annoying. I'm just gonna take the Brotherhood's End. Or name the Brotherhood's End, should I say? For you. Go. Yep. Yep. Take the Ossify. You got it. good news is his hand is awful. I mean, his hand is really bad. You look mad, bro. It's a tough matchup, man. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to be just, like, drawing cards, right? So I think I actually just want to ossify his guy. And then attack for 3. And then draw a card with Bankbuster. Because it's just how I need to play this. Combat. 3U. It's not about Arena, it's about the Atraxa matchup just being really rough. And I think this deck's real for sure. I'm just gonna let this resolve. We know he plays Duress, although he would like almost certainly never Duress here, but alright, so we get to Loran, blow that up. Okay, we get to do that too. Get a land, or we could draw a card, but I think we want to land, right? Because otherwise we can't do 2 things, so... You can just 5-mana Brotherhoods end me, which is unfortunate, but... It's fine. I think we just have to, unfortunately, let it happen. Maybe I'm not supposed to run the farmhand there. I think I am, though. Crew this up so we're not drawing a card with it. Hey, we do get to hit him for a ton of damage here. 7 damage is very real. Put you to 5. Okay, I'm going to get Brotherhoods ended. I just draw a card here. A lot of good hits. It's not really one that I was talking about, but not a terrible hit, honestly. Because now next turn I can activate the one with 1 and then get a pilot and then 4 him. So, oh, that's... Okay. Could have been a lot worse than that. Could have been a lot worse than that. I was really worried about a Shelly there. Okay, that's a really nice draw, actually. So let's activate this. Okay, play this. Check out your hand over there. He gets to pitch that, which is pretty annoying. But I have to name it, is the tilting thing. Icy Wolf, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's disgusting. I'm gonna just do the Atraxa, otherwise he can cast it. Just too big of a problem for me here, I think. He could do it without taking damage, right? Because of Plaza. Yeah, easily. So I just have to name it. He pitches it. Like, could crew an attack for 4. I probably just need to try to kill him, right? I mean, it's just like... Let's try and end this game. Really? He chump blocks. Did not expect a chump block there. Okay. Yeah, he is certainly on a clock. I'm gonna hold this land. I don't think I need to play this land. We are a Fable deck at the end of the day. Yeah, don't do it to me, man. Don't do it to me, please. Have mercy. Okay, that's a really good sign. Alright, well, the aggro plan worked. Kind of nice. Game 3 Shuffler's gonna screw me. Thank you, Ectoplasm. I appreciate it. I mean, the matchup is bad. Like, it's probably not gonna be the Shuffler. It's probably just gonna be that this matchup is really hard for me to win. I do think the Peacekeepers are nice, though. This is a plan that makes sense against this deck. The damn Shuffler. That's fair. I feel like Farmhand sucks, but I don't know what should be in instead of it. I just, like, really don't have... Like, I could play some of these Planeswalkers instead of it. Farmhand's probably better than those, though. The Emperor does just kind of let me pressure. Yeah, Farmhand does just let us hit our land drops. It's certainly true. Whatever, we'll do this. Farmhand does flip into a 3/3/2, which is relevant. Certainly something we can set up post-board. Pretty good mix of 1, 2, and 3 power creatures. I'm going to keep it at Skrelv's Hives into Fable, like, into Paragon. It's about all I can ask for. Dude, will you stop having duress? Give me a break, man. It's like an okay draw, I guess. We're just going to lead here, go. I realize I have 8 minutes left, so kind of have to pick it up a little bit, but play this, go. Alright, he did not also have a Fable, so I'm not that angry about his duress, I guess. Play this, Fable, your turn. Actually, really like my spot, to be honest, especially with him not killing this. Okay, I don't really understand. I think this is a pretty free pitch, and one of the ossifications seems pretty free. Okay, combat. Yeah, ossification is nice, certainly. Just gonna play a wedding announcement, I guess. Go ahead. He's gonna big score me or something? Yeah, no? Dude, what did he keep? Duress and, like, Brotherhood's End effects, I guess? It's the only thing he could have done, right? We're definitely getting Brotherhood's Ended. Alright, well, combat, attack. I'm just gonna go Sarah Paragon, Skrelv's Hive. I mean, this is just, like, easy Sarah Paragon, Skrelv's Hive. 3 levelers? Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. Yeah, wild. Go ahead. Get a guy. You'll kill draw a card, rather. You'll kill everything with a Brotherhood's End, which is fine. Maybe he has a go for the throat. I feel like he would have used it already, but I guess if he had Brotherhood's End and was trying to leverage, he would be patient. What I love about Skrelv's Hive is it's just draw 2 with Roadside Reliquary. It's an enchantment that makes artifact creatures, which is really nice. Okay, he did have go for the throat the whole time. We're certainly getting Brotherhood's Ended here. No way anything else happens. Can't imagine. Yep. Alright, everything lining up reasonably, but ooh, that's a good one there. Let's go ahead and take a peek. Okay. There's a lot of annoying stuff. I think I'm just gonna do the Cruelty of Gix. You can have all these sweepers, it's fine, we can beat those. I don't know, the Atraxa is an issue. But he can just discard it to something later is the problem. I don't know, maybe I take the Atraxa? I'm worried about him drawing into lands. I'm actually just going to do the Atraxa. I'm just going to this. Go. Skrelv's Hive is going to be an issue for him. Like, he can sweep me all he wants. I mean, they're just going to keep coming. Cruelty was close, Ectoplasm, but the problem is, if he has the mana to just cast Atraxa, like, I think I just have to not allow that. Sure, and now, I mean, he takes the Loran, but then he has to lose 3 life. I mean, we get to hit him for a ton here. Yeah, that's why I named the Atraxa. Huh. Do I activate the Reliquary here? I hate losing the treasure, but I think I do. That's smarter than me. Really want to hit... Okay, yeah, I was going to say, really want to hit a Loran here, so that's just gorgeous. Combat, attack you. He has to burn down the house next turn. He doesn't even have a choice. Let's think here. Is Loraning right? Any world where I don't Loran? Just play Skrelv's Hive and draw 2 more cards? I kind of like that. I kind of want him to lose 3 life and tutor. Is that crazy? I know that's, like, insane, but... Yeah, I'm gonna... I guess I still get the Loran. Get 2 guys. But I kind of want him to lose that 3 life. I think losing that 3 life is really big here. Go to 4. Because now he's just dead every upkeep. Every upkeep, I just make lethal. I just produce lethal every single upkeep. So that's why I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm going to blow it up. Like, he might go get, like, something that lets him discard or something. Try to cheat the Atraxa in. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you what, Skrelv's Hive has been absolutely insane. This card is really, really good in these mid-range matchups. We had somebody do it to me yesterday when I was playing Grixis, and they looked really good, so I'm not really that surprised they're performing super well, but I love how they interact with Reliquary. The fact that it just turns it into a draw 2 all by itself, really, really nice. Alright, Brotherhood's enemy boss. Or, yeah, that's what I meant. Burn down the house. Burning down the house. Did he go get a land? Yeah, that's funny. I wonder if he tutored that. It's, like, kind of real. The end step. Do this. Oh, I should have responded. God, I'm so dumb. Oh, well. Play this. Go. I don't even know if that had anything to buy back. Really didn't, but... it's fine. Sure. Okay. He realizes he just can't beat me getting lethal every single upkeep, because that's literally what's happening, and... okay, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, Skrelv's Hive is just kind of good. I'm, like, really tempted to just play it main and just be really, like, have a bad card against mono white. Or not against mono white, against mono red and soldiers game 1. But even against those decks, like, if I get toxic, it's still kind of good, because then I just have lifelink. Be aggro with it. Let's keep playing a few more without it in the main deck, but very possible it's just supposed to be in my main. I've been really impressed. But it will have matchups where it's terrible. Not amazing, but fine. Sure. Kind of want to cut his mana and get this off the board, so instead of stopping me end step here. Although he might just not draw a card. The way he fired off his Make Disappear, I feel like he definitely might have another one, but I think I just have to play it this way. Okay. I cannot risk him not activating it, and he would maybe not activate it to not spew the mana, but he's gaining a mana long term. Like, he'd be losing a mana forever by not using the land here, so it kind of makes sense to do it anyway. So I could have responded to that, but it's just too dangerous if he doesn't activate there. Sure. Sure. Jeez. Quite the aggro draw here from him. I'd rather Bankbuster draw or get a Wedding Announcement going. I probably just need to get the announcement going. Need to work my way to that Anthem and be mana efficient. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, that's a good sign. I'll take. That's a nice draw. Play it. If he has a Make Disappear, he has to lose a creature here, which is really good for me. Just like need less pressure on the board. That's the name of the game right now. Okay, he's gonna start blooding stuff away. I'm into that. I think you were supposed to use at least one on your own turn in case you get like a Fable or a Corpse Appraiser there. Does he have to Make Disappear? Okay. That's fine. We'll be getting it back at some point. Go ahead. Surprised he let the Fable resolve, honestly. Yeah, this is all working in my favor big time, and then Sarah Paragon will be able to take over the game. Really? What? What is that? Why wouldn't you attack? Sure. A little awkward. Can't deal with that very well right now. I'm gonna have to chump block. understand that play at all. Andy's tapped his Shelly, so another Wandering Emperor could deal with it too. Excuse me. Alright. So... how do we win this game? Really like an untapped land. Kind of need to find lands, but... if I just pitch one of these... and then do I pitch the announcement? The announcement's interesting. Just gives me a lot of idiots to kind of get in the way. But I think it's not good. This is so awkward. Huh. They able to pitch it. It's really weird, but... alright, ossification there is insane. Insanely good draw. Target this. Unless he has main deck negate, he's not countering it. Sure, now we get to play another Fable. Wedding announcement's gonna trigger here. I mean, we're like actually in just like great shape now. Alright, good. Sure. Sure. Okay. I like my spot. This Goblin is going to be awesome because it's going to let me do a bunch of good stuff here. I don't really like the tap land. I would like an untapped land, ideally. Perfect. Combat. Send this and then play Paragon, replay Loran, blow up his Fable. Seems pretty legit to me. Alright, good spot for us here for sure. Good. Opponent punted. I agree, Stormy. Yeah, they did not... the one to kill the Goblin made sense, but the one to kill the 1/1 made, like, 0 sense. Well, I don't block with Sarah Paragon, I'll tell you that much. I think we just lose 2/2 token here. Yeah, I like Loran enough to keep it. The yard. Another Wedding Announcement and a Bank Buster, both of which would be good replays. Invokes me. Okay, I'm gonna sack Loran. Gain 2. I'll sack the one that's about to flip. Okay, so this is going to be messed up. I can Reflection the Paragon and then play 2 cards out of my yard here, so I get to play both the Fable I just sacked and a Wedding Announcement. Alright, so first let's replay Fable. Not blocking with this anyway, so pretty free. Ton of damage there too, which is pretty great. He does get to block with the Bank Buster. Okay, I probably shouldn't have sent that. Maybe? I don't know. Still think I want to get this into play. Guess there's a world I just play Bank Buster, because that gives me a good blocker. Yeah, I definitely should not have sent that Goblin. That was horrid. I kind of like this. Go ahead. Totally missed he could reanimate. That was just really boneheaded on me, but it's okay. Okay, that's fine. I can replay that with the Paragon. Not the end of the world. I did. I really did betray it. It's disgusting on my part. Okay, I'll be firing up my Bank Buster. Block. Looks like he might have walked right into it too. Yep. Alright, well, we both walked into Bank Buster animations. Yikes. Alright, well, the 4 hives. We certainly know we want those. I'm gonna cut these. Just get the feeling my opponent's gonna be, like, super aggressive here, so I almost want to leave these in. Maybe cut the Wandering Emperors. Kind of like that. I can bring the Emperor back in on the play, but I think on the draw I want to keep the laydowns. Oh, I'm very ashamed, Ectoplasm. That was a shameful attack, certainly. Not typically a fan of playing like an idiot, so... Was not that happy about that attack. I think after a few more games, we're gonna look at a sealed pool. Build a sealed pool, then do some games of that. Gotta try and get ready for the Arena Open a little more. I'm gonna keeping this hand. It's got a bunch of cards that I want. I'm into it. Alright, that's another card that I want. Let's go. Deals with Goblin Shaman. Good enough for me. Also deals with that if we play a land. Which I think I'm just gonna deal with it. I just want to keep him off the board, so goodbye. It is Saturday, Ectoplasm. Okay, he plays Fable. Okay, this is a little wild. My hand is great. I think I want to play my own Fable here. Reason being is it threatens a trade, but it also can try and find lands. I think I have to ditch the Bank Buster, which is kind of wild. Not typically a card I'm trying to pitch against Grick. Okay, he only bins 1 land, so he has, like, certainly 2 more lands in his hand, probably. No blue mana. Really interesting. Do I block? Or do I say no blocks? I kind of want to trade, though. Yeah, I'm going to trade. I feel like I'm getting invoked. Kind of, is it just Bank Buster, draw a card? I think that's the right play here. We want to leverage our mana, give myself more options, keep hitting land drops. That's where I want to be right now. There's his blue mana. Area Braid. No. God, that's annoying. Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna ossify the Reflection and then draw a card. Okay, a negate, it's fine. Okay, now I actually have to think. No creatures, no creatures. So there are no creatures in the yard. Because there are no creatures in the yard, I think I just draw a card and try to hit my land. If he could, like, play Corpse Appraiser, clone it, I'd be more into not activating, but we need to... Alright, that's pretty disgusting, actually. That's really good. Eventually, I'm going to draw land. We play 25 of these things, so... Exactly why we play 25. Just have many things to do. Alright, that's fine. I'll take my 3 for 1 and laugh my way to the bank. Sure. Playing the Otawara. That's a signal he wants more blue mana, or just land drops in general, I guess. Okay, that's kind of nice. I mean, he can't make disappear, he can't stroke, and he can't negate a Loran. So Loran is just going to do its thing here, I think. Yeah. Just no answer he can have to this. Okay, that's a good sign. Why would you... Like, his hand must just be like Disdainful Stroke, make disappear or something. Negate. Like another negate. Like, I know he has counters because he played the Otawara with a swamp in hand. So he wanted the second blue. So he's definitely signaling more counter magic to me. This one slides under. I mean, he has to have exactly second copy and a gate. Probably doesn't play 3. Okay. What you got? Okay. Go. I feel like we are in amazing position now. I would bet almost money his hand is Disdainful Stroke, make disappear, and then 2 unknowns. Yeah, I will not be activating Loran in this game. Do not need to do that. Do I want bodies or do I want cards? I might want cards because you could have, like, Brotherhood's End, too. I think I like cards with this one, bodies with the next one. Maybe I want bodies first, bodies then cards. I'd like cards then bodies, I think. Slide another one in there. Go. Draw 2. Okay. Takanuma with no creatures. You got it. Just a blind activation. It was kind of like a draw 3. Invoke. Despair has been invoked. Okay. Sack 1/1. Sack this one because it's going to give me less value. Sure. Okay. Jeez, dude. Where are my lands, man? I'm going to hit such a bad pocket here pretty soon. It's going to be ridiculous. Alright, well, combat to you. I am just playing another wedding announcement, although Fable here is kind of interesting. I guess, you know, I'm actually going to Fable. Fable makes more sense. I'm probably, like... Yeah, we can, like, pitch one of these ossifications. I need to be careful because I'm not trying to pitch many of them, but... think I can pitch one. I'm only going to pitch one. I think I like just having 1,000 answers. My hand is, like, so good. There's just... We're fine. There's a land, finally. Combat. This is attack all. Rather than get bodies. I don't know. Getting bodies might be right. What if I just do this and then play another wedding announcement or play... Nah. Hard for me to ever turn down cards, chat. Really hard for me to ever turn down cards. Alright, let's play this. Like I said, I know he has a Disdainful Stroke in his hand. Would bet money. Yeah, second Fable's fine. I kind of like Bankbuster, too, to be honest. I really want to play around, like, a potential Brotherhood's End. I'm just, like, thinking about ways we could actually lose. And Brotherhood's End is one of the ways. And I like not giving him much, you know? Yeah, I don't think I want a Fable here. I think it's actually just this, draw a card. It could also just be Wedding Announcement, end step, draw 2, but I think I like this. Play Bankbuster, say go, draw a card on this, which will put me to 7 cards. Then we'll activate this, go to 8 cards. Like, I'm just going to have 1,000 cards. We're going to get more options on our loot this way, too. Because eventually I'm going to hit a land pocket, and I want to pitch the excess lands. I would like to hit a few more land drops before we get to that point, but, you know. Draw a card. Okay. Alright. So this flips, which can then crew this, and then we're just attacking for lethal and making him have something, so... Play my land. Alright, have something. Or die. That is so awesome. Alright. This is a classic 10U situation here. Alright, take 10. Still not going to play into anything silly here. It's a pretty easy wedding announcement. Bankbuster. Yeah, I like that. Oh, top deck negate on me. Still got that make disappear that I know you've had the entire game. I'll pay 2. Did he maybe have 2 make disappears? It's certainly possible. I just don't need to do anything else. Like, I'm just gonna pass. Why in the world would I do anything else? I get to... Oh, is that how that works? You draw, then you move to clean up? Well, that's annoying. I mean... I don't even know. We could just kind of take our pick here. Which removal spell am I pitching? Probably Destroy Evil, I guess. That's fair, Squee. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a beating, but our opponent didn't draw particularly well, I don't think. At all. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, I couldn't draw lands. Like, it was the opposite, though. I couldn't draw lands, but he couldn't draw any spells, so it just... Screw beats flood, you know? It's not like we weren't doing anything. I still had 5 mana, like, I just would have liked more. Alright, we're gonna do, like, one more... Shuffler's the bane of existence. I mean, the decks play 27 lands. Like, they're gonna flood sometimes. We won, but I wanted it to be cleaner. That's fair. little awkward you don't have red, but it's still a good hand. Okay, combat, attack for 1. I don't love playing Bankbuster here, but I also don't like not using my mana. He's probably going to Fable on his turn. Yeah, I think because I think I'm getting Fabled, I just need to use my mana. I hate letting it get abraded if he has an abrade, but... Okay, apparently no abrade. That's good for me. No blue mana here either. Okay. What the heck is this? This is a 5-color deck, I guess. 5-color Traxa, probably. Alright, combat, attack. Play a Fable. Jerk. Could have, I guess, played that in crude and then attacked, but... Alright, well, I'm happy I... Yeah, I guess... Edict wouldn't have gotten this, because I could have sacked this. Kind of not great. Okay. It's going to be a nice thing to Loran off the board. He does have blue mana open now, which does represent Disdainful Stroke, so I'm just not going to play into that at all. I can just sit here and kind of do my thing. I just probably want to draw a card first. But I know, like, the Croaky build of this deck plays, like, frickin'... I don't know that it plays Edict, which is interesting, but... plays just like 1,000 Disdainful Strokes. I'd kind of like to not walk into that. I'm just going to activate this. Play this. Say go. You gonna cycle land? No. Okay. 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 That's a nice draw. Okay, combat, 1 you. Just want another Plains for laydown arms. We have to build it up for Atraxa. So, play this. Go. Nope. Not another Leyline's Binding. Okay, so his hand is just like a bunch of clunky garbage. Probably Atraxa. Feel like we'll get it. There's the Kami War, sure. 4 times Atraxa and lands. Yeah, it's a bunch of clunky garbage. We can conclude that. Alright, am I supposed to draw 2 here? I think I am. Off the Reliquary. Or am I supposed to activate this? I really want to find Loran. Finding Loran is going to be a big deal for this Kami War. But I guess I get to Elspeth into it, so no, I'm actually supposed to just draw a card here. We get many, 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 many looks for Loran here. Does an Elspeth minus try and find Loran? Play untap land. I guess maybe I activate this first. It technically gives me an 8th look, right? If I draw Loran, that might change how I play it. Doesn't get to attack this way, but I think this is actually correct. Okay, just gives me that extra card to see. If I can't find a 3 of and 8 cards, I just need to find a different game. I don't know. Alright, we did it. Alright, so the Kami War is what we blow up, right? Return... Do I even care? Is that even that bad? I probably don't want the... I probably think I'd blow up the Kami War, because he can, like, pick up the Binding and replay the Binding. He just do a bunch of annoying stuff. I'm just going to do this. I agree, opponent. It was super nice, wasn't it? To you. It was nice for me too, buddy. Alright, go ahead. The Atraxa will, like, be annoying if he has it, but... Oh, he gets to take my ossification, but it doesn't really matter. I have Sarah Paragon, so I can just replay it out of the yard if he ever plays Atraxa. I think it's fine. Burn down the house will suck here. If he has one. Which definitely might. Oh, okay. No burn down. Gate. I guess I jump this, make this fly. Got here an ossification. Okay, jump. I understand, opponent. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's make this fly. Play this. Not played a land yet, right? No, I haven't. Okay. Play this. Combat. Do have 3 different powers now, so I could flip the farm hand here, which I think I'm gonna do. I'm just trying to push damage, so makes sense. Okay, that's a lot of damage. You go to 3. Go. Okay, that sure as hell's not winning him the game. Sure. Just get to Sarah Paragon ossify that, so it's pretty good. So this matchup is a little more interesting than the Rakdos one, because Skrelv's Hive isn't just going to clown them like it does the Rakdos deck, but either way. Cycle this. Here, opponent, you want more cards? I really just shouldn't do any of this. We just have the game. Just a waste of my time, but... Sarah Paragon, ossify. I understand, thanks. I understand it's my go. Why don't we go ahead and give that a little ossification. While I'm at it, I could Loran him again, too, just to really rub it in, but... Alright, well, Peacekeepers, still really good. Still happy with these. I am still going to bring all these in. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still good enough, but... I think the Wandering Emperor is terrible. I think Elspeth in this matchup's a little more interesting, because I really expect these games to go longer, and minus into Loran against the Leylines Binding deck is really nice, and the Kami War, obviously. But... yeah, I don't know, it's tough from here. I feel like this is too many farm hands. Let's try to trim on farm hands. Let's go to like 2, and then maybe go down to 1 Elspeth. See how that works. This also might just be like too many ossifications. Maybe I'm leaving too many removal spells in my deck. Ossification's like pretty garbage against a Leylines Binding deck too. To Seiju. Yeah, what if I trim on these? Is this actually a bad plan? Maybe go to like 3 of those up an Elspeth. 2 of those up a farm hand. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try down 2 up a farm hand. Let's do this. Maybe the Atraxa matchups are not as terrible as I thought they were if we build our deck intelligently. Oh, this hand's nice. Definitely keeping it. The question is, do I even play this as a land? I kind of think no. Alright, I changed my mind. Got a lot of things to do with my mana. I'm into playing it. We have 3 more of them I can draw. Okay, that's a beautiful draw. Play this. Trigger gonna land. Glissa? Alright, maybe I should have left more removal in my deck. That's pretty tilting. I mean, it's going to get me. I did not expect that at all. I think I'm just going to play a Fable. Even though he gets to blow up the Fable, that's not him drawing cards, and I still get the Goblin out of this, so I guess that's just good enough. Go ahead. We'll Peacekeep next turn. Potentially Bank Bust as well. Yeah, like, this is not even a 2-for-1. That's the stupidest thing about Fable, is our opponent, like, I still got a 2-2 Goblin out of that just ramps me. Like, yeah, so we still got a combat out of him. I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's go! We drew an ossification. Alright, well, I guess this is, like, pretty obvious. So we're just gonna ossify the Glissa and play a bank. He has 5 land types, so he does have 1 mana Leyline's Binding here. It's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. I have to think about how I want to play this. Do I want to draw a card off the bank, let him Leyline's Binding the Bank Buster, then ossify Glissa next turn? I kind of just want him to have less resources. I don't know. I guess this is like... This is just what I'm going to do. I'm not sold on this, though. This is bad if he has another Glissa, too. This is actually a really cool sideboard plan from the opponent here. Just, like, have a really sticky, annoying threat. Yeah. It's fine. I can Loran, blow that up, get ossification back, deal with this again. Clearly, I need more 1-for-1 removal in my deck post-board here. Oh, he removes all my counters from the Bank Buster? Alright, that's disgusting. This Glissa has been an absolute nightmare. Yeah, we are like miles behind. Opponent. Yeah, this is just really rough. Go ahead. No discard. Alright, I'm getting a Traxa for sure. Oh, Vraska? Yikes. Yeah, Queen. For sure. Flipping the Fable. I like that. Oh my god, I'm in so much trouble. Hard to know when, yeah. I mean, at this game, I just, like, I was not ready to get Glissa out of the 5-color deck at all, but it was a really good sideboard plan from them. Yeah, alright. Untap. Right. Drawing the best either, but this is what happens when my Bank Buster and my Fable don't get to do their thing. Alright, well, let's see what's going on with his hand. That's step 1. Wow. Okay. So this guy, very different than the normal builds cards of this. So I just need more removal. It's just a good lesson. We need more removal in our deck for what he's doing. So we'll name Soul of Windgrace. I'll make that 6 mana. Guess we just send all here. Really not, like, in that terrible a position. I just killed my opponent's entire board. Like, they have a Vraska, but... Okay, an update's available. Great. They have a Vraska, but the Vraska is now down to 3. He's lost his entire board. I'm behind, but it's winnable. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I mean, we're just gonna cut a few things. I'm wondering if Peacekeeper's maybe just bad against him. Like I said, our draws have not been quite cooperating either here. But it is what it is. Oh. Well. He has 1 mana, so I get to deal with that. This is insane. This is still a game, folks. Our deck finally cooperated. Hit this. Crew this. I understand it's my go. Thank you. Yep, I get it. It's fine. I'd be raging too if I just lost all my cards. Go ahead. Alright. Well, let's start doing it back to him. Okay. Sarah Paragon here is insane. Oh my goodness, Sarah Paragon. That is filthy. That is absolutely disgusting how good that is. The only question is, what threat do I want to get back? We've got options here. We can either get Fable or we can get Loran to blow up their Fable. I kind of want to blow up their Fable. They're not really doing anything. This is... Oh, okay. I was going to say, Shieldred's Edict is a joke now, because I can just crew Bankbuster and then sack it off. Okay. Combat. I'm going to leave the 4/4 back as a blocker. Maybe when I gain some life. I feel like this attack is just going to keep the Goblin at bay. Go ahead. Alright. It's a little bit annoying, but whatever. Okay, well now I get to replay a Fable myself. So let's do that. I'm just gonna play Peacekeeper, name Atraxa, so you can't hardcast that thing. Just get in there with everybody. I mean, this is like a huge hit. 4, 7, 10, 12. 12U? I'm into 12U. Sure. 9U. I'll gain 3. I can even replay that here too, because I held the land. Right? Or, no, I already replayed Fable. Never mind, I'm a liar. A filthy cheater. Alright, go ahead. Good luck beating this board opponent. Alright, this white deck is, like, actually real, I think. I think we've, like, found a way to build this deck that, like, makes sense. I like how this deck is feeling, though. Like, I'm actually grinding through the Atraxa decks. Like, this is what we needed. Alright, whatever. Sure. Not quite dead on board. Okay, let's go to my turn. Sprouts Hive. Not really what I want here, right? No. We'll pitch it. We can do better than that. Alright, the game's over. Because now I just get to play this, crew the Bankbuster. I'm just going to replay the Skrelt's Hive, I guess. Actually, the Ambitious Farmhand is a better attacker, right? He's dead on board, right? Yeah, he's completely dead on board, but I'm just going to do this. Trigger. Yeah, I agree. It was nice. Thanks, opponent. Let's tell him thank you. And that we're thinking. Thinking. Alright, kill you. I'm done thinking. Yeah, queen, probably. Sure, die. Alright, we did it. Take that, Atraxa guy. Alright, well, his board plan was cool, but it didn't work. I think I drew pretty well, obviously, drawing both copies of my ossifications. We only had 2 left in the deck, but... Did they have enough to cast Attract? It was 9 mana, remember. Did they have 7 in play? I didn't see how many they had in play, but yeah, the block was awful. If obviously we boarded perfectly. Yeah, we were super ready for the Glissa, certainly. Great board plan all the way.